It may have been delayed by 24 hours, but Singapore are set to kick off their OFC doubleheader at the National Stadium as they take on Papua New Guinea in what promises to be a tough test for both sides. We've already seen Malaysia comfortably dispatch the Solomon Islands 4-1 in this international break, but I don't think that this one will be quite as straightforward. Starting off with some team news, and Singapore's highest active goalscorer Iksan Fandi not included on the squad list for these June fixtures. I believe that's injury based, so let me know if I'm right in the comments. I believe he got injured before the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup, and I'm just not sure if he's back yet. Please do correct me if I'm wrong. So the responsibility will fall onto the shoulders of Faris Romley, Amy Reka and potentially Hafiz Noor to get amongst the goals in this one. Other than that, Hassan Sunny, Haris Harun and a plethora of other players you'd expect to see in the Singapore squad are most likely to start this match. As for Papua New Guinea, they've named 10 uncapped players in their squad. The most notable omission from that Alwyn Comalong, the captain of Papua New Guinea, who's still recovering from surgery on his knee and hopes to be back in time for the Pacific Games later on this year. Michael Foster is in the squad. He could make his 30th appearance for PNG, which would extend his current record as most capped player. Raymond Ganemba will most likely start up top for PNG, with support coming from Daminyaba, Semi and potentially Kepo as well. Warasan will of course be in the sticks, and we could see a cap handed to Joseph Waiwai also. Singapore obviously have home advantage, and a high quality playing surface does not suit Papua New Guinea, who will look to sit deep and hit direct on the counter-attack. But Singapore must respect their OFC opponents in this game, because players like Semi and Kepo, who I've already mentioned, can cause real problems on the counter-attack if there is space in behind. Whilst the home side also enjoys physical domination in ASEAN matchups, that will not be the case in this game. PNG, arguably the strongest physical side in the OFC region, maybe with the exception of New Zealand, but when we saw the sides match up in World Cup qualifiers, it was very evenly contested and was a dubious win for New Zealand. PNG do prefer those physical matchups, which is why they've had the best of Vanuatu and Fiji in recent years, but historically struggle against sides like New Caledonia and Solomon Islands, who get the ball down and play a little bit more. If Singapore are to win this one, I think they'll have to do so by getting the ball down and playing and showing the quality that they do have. I expect Singapore to line up with a variation of a 4-3-3, which could turn into a 3-4-3 if the CDM drops in and the fullbacks push forward, as you can see by the blue markings here behind me. And I also think that Papua New Guinea will line up with a 4-3-3, but that's far more likely become a 5-2-3 as they drop deeper and deeper and look to spring on the counter-attacks. And you can see I've left those wingers high up there. I don't think you'll see too much defending from them. They will be poised for the counter-attack. Also, a word on discipline. Papua New Guinea, they've been known to commit a few fouls in these kind of matches. Tommy Semi, for example, a little bit of an impatient forward who can let himself down at times by needless fouls, getting himself in the book. So this game could become quite stop-start if the officials are not ones to play advantage and let the game go. They may not have a choice, and we may see a few cards in this one, even though it is only a friendly international. Despite the narrow rankings difference, I do think that Singapore have to be strong favourites for this one based on the quality of sides that they usually play versus the sides that Papua New Guinea usually play, for example. But I don't think that will make too much of a difference to the tactical setups in this one. And of course the Melanesia Cup winners PNG, they'll be quite comfortable letting Singapore play around in front of them and looking to spring that counter-attack. The first goal in this one is absolutely crucial, and if it goes Singapore's way, particularly early doors, it will make their lives a lot easier. Vice versa, if PNG score early, as we saw the Solomon Islands do against Malaysia, PNG are far more comfortable with men behind the ball, and that is where I think Singapore could struggle. Our pre-match scoreline prediction video will be up around about an hour before kickoff, so be sure to check that one out. We have varying degrees of success in our predictions so far, so please watch it and let me know after the game if I'm horrifically wrong. But first, make sure that you've hit that subscribe button, like the video if you've enjoyed it, and of course, I'm really keen to hear your comments on this one. How much are you looking forward to this game? How do you think the tactics will go? Let me know if you think I'm wrong with anything that I've said, and of course, if you could get your scoreline predictions in the comments below as well, that would be absolutely fantastic. I hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll see you next time.